everyone can read minds. Imagine a world where privacy no longer exists, where every thought is open for everyone to see. What would that world look like? Could such a society even survive? Let's find out. No more secrets. Have you ever wondered what it would be like if you knew every secret that every person around you was hiding? What if you could read their minds? It sounds like a plot from a sci-fi movie, but it could actually be possible sooner than you think. Scientists have developed a device that allows them to read people's minds by simply reading brain activity through their eyes. It's still in the experimental stages, but it works. The scary part is, it may not be long before this technology becomes widely available. So let's imagine a world where everybody has this ability. First of all, lying would become pointless. Why bother with white lies or even big fat lies when everyone knows what you're thinking? We could put an end to corporate corruption once and for all. Law enforcement agencies could easily weed out criminals and terrorists because they wouldn't be able to hide their evil plans. But that's about where the advantages end. In fact, that kind of world would probably collapse into chaos. Why? Well, let's take a closer look at human relationships. How would being able to read minds affect them? Friendships and romantic relationships are built on trust and loyalty. You tell your friend your deepest secrets and your darkest fears, and you expect them to keep it to themselves. If that wasn't possible, if their thoughts were an open book to everyone, would you still trust them? Would anyone? Probably not. As a result, nobody would want to be truly honest with anybody else. They'd always be afraid that some jealous lover or envious friend might use their secrets against them. Relationships of all kinds would crumble and society as we know it would fall apart. But let's assume somehow we'd manage to adapt to this mind-reading world. We've learned to keep our thoughts to ourselves, even from those closest to us. So what would life be like now? Well, for one thing, there would be no more surprises. Birthdays would be a bust. Gifts wouldn't be a surprise anymore. The recipient would already know what they're getting, how much it costs, what it looks like, and whether or not they even want it. Anniversaries would also be ruined. Lovers would no longer be able to surprise each other with romantic gestures or passionate declarations. All that would be pointless. After all, they'd know what the other was thinking long before it even happened. And then there's the workplace. Employers would have a perfect view of what every employee is thinking. Right? Wrong. In a world where everyone can read minds, it's likely that most workers would be psychics. Why? Because knowing everyone's thoughts would quickly become incredibly boring. And let's face it, most people couldn't handle that kind of pressure. They'd quit their jobs and become something else, anything else. So companies would struggle to find competent employees, because most people would be thinking about quitting. Oh, and let us not forget about all the people who could make money off of other people's thoughts. Think of it. There would be a whole new industry of mind readers, just like there are mediums today. Only instead of predicting the future, they'd be reading your mind. And just like mediums, many of them would be frauds. Unfortunately, it would be nearly impossible to distinguish them from the genuine article. After all, if you can read minds, how could you prove that someone else can't? The only way to defend yourself would be to constantly shield your mind, which would require superhuman powers. Otherwise, you'd be wide open to suggestion, or worse, manipulation. So, is it really a good idea to know what everyone's thinking? Could we actually survive in a world like that? Seems highly unlikely. Fortunately, we don't have to worry about this just yet. The technology to read minds doesn't exist yet, but who knows what the future holds. Maybe one day we'll be living in a world where everyone can read minds. But until that happens, we can enjoy our secrets, our privacy, and our little white lies. After all, life would be pretty boring without them, don't you think? Leave your comments below. Thanks for watching Parallelish. I'm Nova, your guide through the unknown. If you liked this video, please like and subscribe. Want to explore more timelines? Tap the playlist above and keep diving into the what-ifs. Until next time, stay curious.